Here's the question: if you did go back with the hooker, okay, because she was a wrestling hooker.
She was a wrestling. Yeah, thank you. She was a wrestler,
but
and
she was
an
very
EMT, whatever that means.
Hooker. But she was very buff and big. Would you have let her peg you?
Well, I don't know. That's so intimate. I don't know if I'd want to do something like that with a stranger.
Hello?
We call ourselves Phenomenova. Yesterday, the Stormbearers, a deadly group of mercenaries, took control of a nuclear reactor. Before we arrived on the scene, Galvanite, a superpowered teenage boy, attempted to stop them. He failed. His story ended there that day. Ours began shortly after. Today, I sift through the memories of that day. I will put the pieces together, and we will bring those responsible to justice.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
Someone says, what's the future? Vaughn Coleman.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. What's going on, guys? Why is it showing a non-existent? Hold on, there we go. What's going on, guys?
No, go back. I like when I was like orbiting you.
Yeah, it's okay. How's it going?
By the way, I love like your senior picture where where you're doing the.
Yeah. That's what it was.
Dude, I will say though, dude, your promo for Phenomenova 3 is like epic.
Thank you, man. Yeah.
I'm going to download it and then edit it, and then I'm going to add my own quote on there and be like, buy this comic or your first child will be born gay. Sammy 3-peat.
I don't endorse that message, by the way.
That's cool.
but thank you. No, I appreciate the compliment. Yeah, man. I didn't have a ton of footage to work with, so I needed to have or a ton of images to work with, because most of the images that I do have, I answer some questions right out the gate. I just got the thumbnail up to, I think, page 19. I have thumbnail. So a lot of spreads in this book, a lot of double page spreads. That doesn't mean like double page splashes, it's all one image. Spreads means it like bleeds between. So when on Butt Sauce, if you want the link, you can have it. This is a laid back stream. So you'll notice we don't have a topic because this wasn't planned at all. So
Yeah,
actually, some
we
people
just
are
agreed
gonna
that we
have-
wanted to keep streaming at this time.
Yeah.
so it was so I got down to it. So I mapped out. I haven't written the script yet, but I believe I've written the second installment on my comic. But you know how we talked where it was going to be like an anthology and it's going to have some like continuity though.
Mhm.
Moving and like how it is, you know, with the Doors and all. It was like, well, there was one that a story that I wanted to like revisit where it's something that the one guy saw in hell, and I was like, well, I want to elaborate on that more. So the second issue is really just going to be that story, and then I need to come up with some like proper dialogue at the ending. But like now I think I have two comics written.
Good
But-
shit, dude. Yeah, now comes the part where, because obviously you're gonna want to make those scripts as good as you can, and then you want to get the devastating part is gonna be realizing you have, you know, how much that shit can cost.
Yeah, no, like the entire time where I was like sitting there writing this down, and it was like, would I be better off just making this a novel? And you're like, no, it won't work in a novel format. You have to keep soldiering on. And also, it's putting yourself out there, learning. So, you know, I read you the first one, right? Like, but I also realized like it's still not done. I have to go in and actually write it out like a script.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? All I had was a bunch of ideas on paper, where now you're taking, you know, it's just like starting a new diet or learn, you know, doing something that's good for you. It was like, you know, I am broadening my horizons, but it's a pain in the ass and I don't like it.
Yeah, man. I mean, when I learned, because I had switched from screenwriting to that, it's its own. But the thing about comic books that's weird is there's not an exact format. And even today, I had a script that was written, right? I get a page in, and I ended up spending an hour today. I've written this page countless times. I don't even know how many hours I've spent on this goddamn script for issue 3. And it's like, I just kind of said, hey, this is clear with the visuals. Could I make it clearer? And I added a bunch of captions, and I basically put a note to my editor. I'm like, does this work, or does this kind of destroy the sequence? Because it works without words, but I almost wondered if it worked better with words or if that was me being overly writer. And sometimes you do need to add stuff. I do find.
Yeah, no, and also, you know, I'm positive I'm gonna have like critiques, like, you know, once I track down an artist who's crazy enough to work with me, and you know, things like that. But you know, I also do, you know, YouTube 5 nights a week, and I'm in like one of the better bands in the Detroit rock scene. So like, what I'm getting at is I never thought my wife, she's lonely.
Someone's got some issues to sort out. Let's go ahead and let certain individuals.
Oh my God, I miss Theo.
Yeah, man. Theo, if you want the link,
Yeah, please come in. Oh, and I caught your show.
which one?
I caught Theo's show.
Touch
on,
grass.
Yeah.
Long time commenter, first time listener here, big fan. Yeah, a lot of people do make comics that should be a novel, though. Yeah, for sure. No, that's one of the things I will say. If you're going to commit to the medium, commit to the medium. Even then, I don't want your movie pitch as a comic book.
That's what I was giving you originally when we first started talking about it, and you're like, "No, dude, actually, that's like a good premise." And then I sat down and I wrote it out, and you're like, "No, actually, that's a really good idea."
Yeah. Now, what I wanted to do, like, because I had an idea, is look at like the way things are framed in comic book storytelling. Obviously, one thing you'll notice is these, you know, they tend to do different things. It's not like they're all the same. But, you know, you'll notice like take a comic you love and kind of look at it. And there's no one size fits all, but you kind of get a sense of there's certain things you can't do. You can do in movies that you can't do in a comic book, right? certain things you can only do in a comic book. Like you have to maximize the medium strengths. And that was one of the things where I was writing this scene and I was like, well, the way I originally envisioned it with no captions was more cinematic. But then I look at the comic book and I'm like, yeah, okay.
You know,
when I do the live action adaptation, you know.
So when I was a kid, you know, 90s comics, right?
What the hell are you talking about, Prof? What did I do? The week just started. I didn't do anything. Anyway, continue. Sorry. Professor is blaming me for.
I'm just trying to think what his algorithm could be now. Young blonde men. No, so there was a couple of there weren't a lot of comic book shops like in Detroit, but there were places where like the comic book people hung out, and there was like a couple of particular stores that I remember, and one was actually it was a music shop that just happened to sell comics as well.
Oh yeah, there's a couple of shops like that.
Yeah, and I particularly remember, like what are the older kids reading, right? And one was Mad Men by Mike Allard, and I would see the character, was a Dark Horse character, going like, hey, like it's kind of like when your mom tells you like, hey, you're not old enough to see this movie, and you're like, well, one day I'm gonna be old enough, I'm gonna read all of them. So like obviously I bought like the first omnibus, and I'm enjoying the shit out of it. Like this is a true counterculture comic book, like back like in the 90s, where like like the dialogue in it's still fantasy, but like there's a lot of bad words that people shouldn't say. A lot of good acid imagery. You could tell guy said that David Bowie was a big influence on him when he was making the comic. I'm a big David Bowie fan. You don't really see like a lot of direct things to him, but like somehow there's a vibe.
I was going to say real quick, we have someone who just launched their campaign today. I didn't realize it's streaming over Narwhal, by the way. Go check out his book. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
No, that's
go ahead and bring this fine gentleman in. I have to get his second book I have to read tonight. 1 second. And then I'm going to back issue 3 as soon as I read, because I haven't read issue 2. Did deliver on time. I just haven't read it on time. That's one of the things about delivering an issue 3 fast, is it forces you to, or like in the next issue fast, it forces readers to have to actually read the things. If you wait a year between issues, that's a year you're waiting on feedback. That's not good.
Well, that's also a luxury of like mainstream comics. Like,
but you got to do your best to replicate that, even if it's limited in indie, in my opinion. But without further ado, I guess it depends on the project. Without further ado, let's see, where did I
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
What's going on here, Darky Dark? I guess you probably didn't. Oh, did you know you were coming in, or did you? Did we hold you?
Sorry, my mic is muted. Hey,
no,
what's
it's
up,
all
everyone?
good.
How you doing?
Doing well. So you have a new book. I really like your first one. I have to read the second, but I do have it, so I'll probably read it tonight. But
oh yeah, for sure. I like the second.
I'm not aware.
Well.
The Relentlessly Bullied Hero.
Oh, I already love it by the title alone. Oh, it's manga?
Yeah, very manga. It's manga, but you read it in manga.
I'm down.
So tell everyone about this idea if you're new and newly acquainted.
Yeah. So basically, it starts off with this hero. He's relatively new to the hero scene. His name is Zio, and he is trapped into this bonding deal with a villainess. Her name's Gamora, and basically, he got into an accident about 2 years prior to the start of the story. So Gamora was the one who saved him, but in exchange, she got his heart, quite literally, his beating heart in her hand. So as he's kind of forced to continue being a hero, he it's basically kind of like a mutual benefit deal where he gets to, continue to live, and then she gets to be entertained by continuing to watch him as he go through all these issues and such. There's a fun action adventure shonen where he goes through all this different stuff. He has to fight villains, deal with conspiracies, as since a top hero died about 2, 3 years ago, a lot of villains are attacking, and even some heroes are starting to become a little bit more corrupt. So it's a whole conundrum of things raining down.
There we go. This cover, I imagine, will sell well.
Oh yeah. Even though it's more expensive than the generic cover, I think it's selling like.
I mean, I'll be honest. The first campaign I did, but the second campaign, I think the main cover was the sexy one, right? I'm mistaken.
Yeah.
That's going on. Yeah.
So that's what's up.
I'm gonna go ahead and place the link in here for you to check this one out. But yeah, man, this one. I was pleasantly surprised by the first one.
I mean, yeah, it's one of those things where it's kind of funny as when I think back to my mindset to when I first made it till now and the reception, it's both amazing to see how far it went, but also kind of fulfilling as I made that when I was feeling like peak, well, maybe not peak, but very fed up with how a lot of superheroes were being presented at the time. Injustice movie just came out, not just came out, but came out relatively. Then there was The Boys, and then
yes, that's one of the things that.
The saga of the what if Superman was blank,
basically.
Like, okay, we get it.
That was one of the pleasant surprises with this book is that it's still a superhero story. He still wants to do the right thing because you think, oh, it's just going to be him being shoved around the whole time. And like, yeah, that is there, but it's not all it is. He's not some beta bitch, is what I like. He's kind of in this situation, but it's more to it than that. And that was one of the things I liked about this book.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of why I made it. As I kind of wanted I want to say like a generic returns, like it's the 1940s and it's Superman suits a mini Superman on his hands, but still a return to that classical sense of heroism. Well, hey, yes, the guy, yes, he may struggle, he may not always be the best, but he does truly wants to do the best thing, not just because it's what he what's convenient to him, but truly because deep down there's that bit of morality that he wants to follow.
Mm-hmm. Have fun.
That's kind of what I made it as. I felt like we were losing that at the time, so I was like, let me try.
Yeah, everybody loves a lovable loser, right? Even Saitama's like a lovable loser, even though like he's invulnerable, but like he lives like a loser. You know what I mean? Like
Oh yeah, I agree.
There is something to be said. I've always been an underdog fan myself. And as a grown man, like who watched Naruto and like cried during the Pain Saga, like there's always something admirable about the lovable loser. Because I feel like deep down, that's all of us. It's one of the most relatable archetypes.
The thing is that it's not just it's all of us, is that we all have hit a point where we felt like the world were against us, and having stories where, yeah, even when the world is kind of pushing its weight against you, there are still ways you can still move forward and hopefully grab onto hope and have good things happen.
Actually, I had my mother a little while ago. So I had. You ever just have like a social interaction where everything just like goes south? And it was so bad. like I was joking around. I was, talking to my mother about it, and I was like, "Mom, am I like high functioning, like autistic or something?" And like, you guys just didn't tell me because like you didn't want to inhibit me, so I could have like a normal life. Like, do I have Asperger's? My mom looked at me and she goes, "If you were autistic, do you really think you would be the highest functioning one?" And I was like, "Thanks, Mom. Cool."
That's so
Yeah.
mean.
Yeah, but it's also like, yeah, we would have told you, but it's also, her way of like, get over yourself, okay? Like, you had a bad night, you know.
Yeah, I do
Sun's gonna
feel like that
rise
is a good lesson because yeah, everyone have their downtime. I know I have my own. I mean, shoot, no one's perfect, so being able to prepare for not just your successes but failures too is good lessons to have.
Yeah, 100%. Now, yeah, I do want to. Let's see. We'll go through. How many pages is this book?
The final page isn't settled because I usually put in bonus pages, and that kind of depends on well my mood at the time and how well the campaign does. But the baseline of the book will at least be 70 pages.
Gotcha.
So yeah, this will be my biggest one yet.
Gotcha. Good stuff, man. Yeah, I think this is going to be great. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to read the last one. And let me go ahead and put that down for a sec. Link is in the chat. What's up, Dan Fan? How you doing?
Oh hey, Dan Fancio,
What's going on?
the mighty lad, oh laddie.
The laddie, that would still be a guy. Right?
Is it? I have
What's
no-
the last?
I'm not
Or
so-
lassie? Yeah, it would be
Just
lad.
say
would
hi.
be-
Say hi. Why can't you just say hi?
Lassie, that's the word I'm looking
How's
for.
it going?
See, so
Dan
I'm a
Fan?
European lopper, so even though I say mate a lot, I'm not
I just had
from
my,
there.
I wrote this down. I just had my identity stolen.
What?
Yeah, guess what the guy's pronouns were? You,
That wasn't
your.
God damn
That's
it.
a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, you know what? I played with a bunch of people on Friday. That joke did not go down well because they were like, "Well, you don't understand." And I was like, "Okay, well, I was just trying to be lighthearted and like try to relate to you." But I guess I was.
No, not even once.
Yep. Yep. Undercover bigot. And I was like, I was trying to do an olive branch. Actually, everyone else was pretty receptive, but there was like, I don't get why like one part about like being a tranny is like you have to be mean. She's like, you're bad. You're a bad person. You should feel mean. And I was like, well, you're a guy. So
Okay. Disavow. Disavow.
but
So-
you know what? All the other people who were cool, I respected their pronouns, but like this dick, just kept taking shots, like and sniping at me, which is weird too, because like they look like a guy, they present
Okay.
like a guy, right? But all of a
Move it
sudden, like no, but they say things that were like, like if it was a guy, you would swing on them, but you can't because like they identify as girl, right? So like you're going, hey. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do this in the middle of your pitch.
Oh no, go ahead. I'm interested.
No,
I'm invested.
I'm just saying it was just a weird social interaction, right? Where so you want to talk shit like a guy, and like which is fine. Like it wasn't like, hey, I'm ready to throw down, but it was also you talk shit like a guy, I will respond like a guy, and then they go, no, please don't do that. I'm a woman, and you're like, well, now I'm confused.
You play
like,
both sides so you can keep getting the
yeah,
benefit.
like it's like having your cake and eating it too, where it was just like, hey, I'm trying to be respectful, but like you're also kind of like serving me shit. Like I've been married to the same woman for like 7 years now. Like I know how she talks shit. I know when I talk shit, when I'm gonna cross like a certain line. unless I'm going for like big air that night, and I'm just like, hey, you know what? And then I was like, hey, I'm going to be sleeping on the couch for a couple nights, but at least like I got this in, you know.
By the way, I want to point out 2 viewers just dropped the second Sammy starts this banner.
Oh, fudge.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, we probably move on.
I love this. It's so
now we're down to 2 viewers.
I know. Really, I lost it's a third of my audience, Sammy.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's what happens when you.
No, anyway. Oh yeah, I am going to be at Terrificon. We're going to keep an eye on this campaign. Let's hope we can get it to at least 1K, man. That would be really nice. This is a good book. You and Per Berg decided to launch. All of us decided to launch, it seems like, around the same time after like nothing for a long time. But
Now,
great minds think
Hero,
alike.
do you do your own art?
Oh no. I hire people. I try doing art like 5 times now. Every time, the worst part, every time I just keep on going. Yeah, screw this shit. I'm gonna just hire someone else to do it.
Yeah, I tried. Like like fancy. Like I was never like the best artist ever, but I was like, hey, if I could draw like I did in high school, like I'd be able to do it. And I did it, and I did like a couple of panels, and I was like, yeah, there's no way I'm fucking.
Yeah, no, I mean that's one of the things I will be honest about. Like your book should look professional. Like I don't want my book to look like an indie book. I want it to look like, maybe in terms of creativity, but more so, I want it to look like of the quality that you could get. That was important. Real quick, Zach and I are going to be at a convention in Connecticut. So if you're going to be there, Terrificon is my favorite comic convention, and we're finally going to be on the other side of the table. So come by and see us if you're interested. All attendees who also back Phenomenova, all people of culture, will get a free print of Zach's cover. So back that campaign. You have until the end of the month. And we just crossed right before the stream 6K raised. Now we just need to do, hold on, I have so many tabs
Hey,
open.
congratulations.
Thank you. Now we just need to hit 150 backers. We're 2 away, man. We're 2 away from 150.
See, I just backed, but I didn't pay any money. I just sent a dick pic. Did you get it?
I don't think that's called backing, Sammy. I don't think that's how backing works. That's actually the opposite of support. That actually makes me
you get it though.
That actually makes me, instead of, I did not get it. Unfortunately, I didn't get it.
You'll know it's mine because I have a freckle.
Thank you for that information.
No, dude, honestly, you're going gangbusters on this.
Thank you. Dude, the last 2 days were slow in comparison, but they were good because the whole day I was right on the edge of 6K, and everyone just decided to stop backing. And I was like,
really? So Connecticut is your favorite Comic-Con?
It's at the Mohegan Sun. It's in a resort like area. It's not like the rest of Connecticut. It's like it's like a mini Vegas trip almost. Zach, it's like all one building. There's like a huge convention center that's very comic focused. There are some, like Doug Jones is going to be there, but then there were like Chris Claremont's going to be there, Mark Silvestri, John Romita Jr., Jim Starlin.
Oh my God.
Like it is like a rock star ensemble.
When is this?
Yeah, it's all one floor, easy to get around. It is this weekend. It's in Connecticut.
Yeah, I can't.
I might actually check it out one of these
next weekend. Next year, I want to try and get more because it's all one building. It is my favorite. It was the most networking I've done. I'm curious to see what it's like being a vendor as an indie creator because there's so many great professional creators that I wonder how well the indie creators are going to do.
You know what? I truly hope that would be the place where you would do better, right? Where because there's so many greats there, to even, you know, in this medium, to even recognize who the greats are, like you have to respect the medium.
Yeah.
You know, I truly hope if I have faith in the medium, like there, you know, that's the thing about like digital comics, right? Where it's not the same. is like
Yeah,
having it in your hand. And
it's not,
I
but I do have digital options available.
I absolutely, and as you should, because especially if you're someone who I do the trades now. I don't go issue by issue unless it's indie. Then obviously I have to go issue by issue. But
Dude.
my days of like buying a bunch of long boxes and then filling them up and like following a story going month to month, like that's over with. I would much rather sit down and read an entire storyline.
I wish I could find an entire storyline at one, but,
yeah, no, as much as I wish I could write one.
But the thing is, it does lead to look at that, dude. Hold on, real quick. I just looked at because I decided to look not funded. And check this out, guys. If you go to Global Comics, because there's a section for crowdfunding books. Number 1.
Hey, let's go.
And then you are number 5, brother.
Oh wow. I did not expect that.
Good stuff.
Hey, what's
Oh. So funny thing happened to me today. So
Let's hear it.
I have
By the way, my advice, you would get a lot more clicks if you make your series cover photo have the tits in it. Constructive criticism. I'm not kidding. Like, you will get more money.
Probably not kidding. I mean, because look, right under that, Witchblade.
Witchblade.
Witchblade has been showing boobs forever.
Flesh-eating cheerleader. Look at that. She's got like. Trust me, man. This looks good. Look at that. These two. No. But I'm beating both of them. Hell yeah.
Nicely done.
I mean, I've seen a lot of boobs, but
yeah, do that.
Few of them can relate to comic book boobs.
Yeah, I forgot when they put it in, but yeah, they had it there. I'm just like, oh.
If you want the link, by the way, Dan fan, let me know. Trish. But yeah, sorry, what were we saying, Sammy?
No, I'm just saying, like, how many experiences with real boobs correlated to like comic book boobs?
I don't know.
It kind of depends. Like,
I mean, Frank Frazetta would draw his wife. Women will draw nude models.
I've been blessed to see some pretty awesome boobs in my life, but few of them are as perky and as wonderful as comic book boobs.
Yeah, well, it's almost like they're better. It's the same thing with like, how many men do you know that are as jacked and in perfect shape as your comic book creators?
Well, you met me in person.
So, yeah, we have all these covers right here. Zach's cover. Zach's cover isn't selling better than it is. It's good, but this cover is great, man. And then you got the main cover.
Yeah, I'm always gonna support Zach, but I really like all of the covers on this one. Where
okay, I have to ask, who's Zach? You guys keep on mentioning them. Honestly,
Zach is so he's my friend. He did the art on this cover. He's a good dude, crazy wild man, and a great artist.
Ah, okay, I see.
But he did this cover art, and we're working on a book together now. Mutual friend of ours.
Yeah, he's
awesome.
He's a special boy, but immensely
very special boy, immensely talented special boy.
Walking 8 miles in the wrong direction, special.
Well, he walked where he wanted to go, apparently, but he just we were like, why would you walk that distance in the Vegas heat? But he did it.
Because screw it, we ball. That's how you gotta be sometimes.
He walked from downtown Vegas to the Strip,
which is like an
8-mile walk, and then when he realized that he had retarded too close to the sun, what did he do? He asked strangers to take pictures of him, and then he stood in front of Caesar's palace like this. And he's one of my favorite people on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, originally for the Vegas plan, before Mrs. Threepeat screwed it up, you, me, and Zach were supposed to just like split the room just to
That's
like
right.
cost.
What a dream team.
Yeah, no, that
Did you know the Rogues Gallery before then, or no?
I
You knew
had
Iron.
yeah, I knew. So like I was just getting to know them at the
Mhm.
time. Like I had done stuff with Theo. Obviously, I had done stuff with you. Next year, it's probably just going to be like Rogue Gallery is going to be like my primary.
Yeah, they're mine too. I went from like a guest in their show to quickly regular, and then that's that adding Corecast. That was good. Yeah, they're one of my favorite groups. Hero Darky Dark, I recommend you get on their show. They're a great bunch.
Yeah, obviously, like there's things like the GCA, those guys are good too. Like Gooch and the Cabal, those guys, and there's other shows that I've been on regularly where I was just trying to
list.
I feel most at home with the Rogues Gallery, where
That's what I like about them. They feel you feel like you're just totally, like, even when I was new there, you could just tell there's like a whole brotherly dynamic there, like a family dynamic.
Well, there's that one time where you and I got separated. We were walking, and then like Vagabond, like saw me. He's like, Threepeat, and I was like, dude, I don't even know like how to find the entrance into this place. He's like, you're all right, you're safe now, and it felt like the last scene in like Black Hawk Down, where they're just like airlifting the dude out of the war zone. It was like I went from being lost in Vegas to dealing with all people that I knew, where I was like, oh shit, Dermy's here.
Mm-hmm. It was great. The Vegas trip, I recommend. Plan to hit up either Dallas Fan Expo or San Antonio Space Con in October. You want to drive 9 hours of 14. I mean, it seems worth it. Do honestly whatever you think is best. Like whatever con you're more interested in, because it'll be worth the extra 5 hours if you're more into one than the other. Fan Expo, apparently those shows are hard to get into, but like they have a curated list. So I have some contacts. I'm trying to get something going with MegaCon. Fingers crossed. But I'd love to get into the Fan Expo shows. That'd be great. I
tried to apply to the one in Chicago, but I got rejected. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah, C2E2? Or was it
the Fan Expo Chicago one.
Oh, is that a different one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes they're tough to get into, but I have someone who gets into them who I'm going to be tabling with at Denver. So that'll be fun.
Oh, you sneaky bastard.
From what I heard, they're tough to get into. It depends on the celebrities that are agreeing to go, right? So like they raise like the security up. So like my buddy who's a local artist who does, every local con that he can possibly do. It was one thing when there wasn't like a big celebrity there, but like it was another thing when like Val Kilmer was there. And like it was a lot harder to get a table. He still got one. I don't know how well he did, but I do know that plays a factor, because obviously depending on how big these actors are, they have their own security, things like that. So they might not want someone who is traditionally unknown.
Right. 100%. We're hoping but yeah, man, I'm excited. And here's the thing too with Kickstarter is the faster, like the people, when you back in faster, that moves the algorithm. And you want that. Like Phenomenova, dude, because my backer number, I didn't realize like how correlated it was. This is a good test in the algorithm. When my backer number after the first 48 hours started going, also same thing in the on the page. It's no longer as high up as it was, because it's like normally what the hottest thing is what they're promoting.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And you got your cover, Bobby, over Zach's. You should make it a fight over it.
Yeah, epic. So funny thing that happened to me today is for marketing, well, yeah, I guess part of marketing I like to do is that every once in a while on Twitter or something when you'll see like those posts where it's obvious that someone wants you to like post characters, usually for like manga or anime and such. Every once in a while I'll just post my own characters. I won't mention where they're from, so it's not like I'm advertising, but I'll just post them. And then usually I'll wait till someone just go like, oh yeah, I like them. Where did they come from? Before I at least drop the series name. So I just did that today. And then of course I got a fist on the bait. But then before I could respond, someone else commented, oh yeah, that's Gamal from Relentlessly Bullet Hill. And this guy doesn't even follow me. So I was like, wait, how do you
So you're
know
getting
that?
out there.
I know. It was just like, oh yeah, I saw the first chapter or two. And then like 10 minutes later, he tweeted me again, going like, oh my goodness, you're the creator.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. No, I'd love to get to that point where my book. I'm also excited to finally not have the character that looks just like me on the cover. That's exciting.
Well,
although
hey.
people are confusing Force, who's not Galvanite, with Galvanite.
Well,
But
hey, you got
there
a
we
good
go.
face to be on the cover. It may
Now,
be a
here's
beta
my
face,
question:
but
who do you
it's
think
good.
would win, Galvanite or your main character?
To be honest, I have not read the second one yet.
Well, he's not much further along, to be honest. Baby steps. So at this point in time, Galvanite would lose to most. If your character honestly seems to have some experience, Galvanite has maybe 2 days experience. So
Yeah, I know like the last one left off, so I wasn't sure where the second one was picked up because I got a catalog so far. I'm finishing up Bloodroot from Whipperverse, and that was gonna be your book and like 2 others.
okay,
So I
cool. So
just
we
want
haven't
to
read
see
each
the-
other's yet. All right, that's yeah. Look at that. We're both on 3 around the same time, bro. This is good shit.
Oh yeah, it happened that way. But yeah, if what you said is true and the spirits haven't widened, then yeah, most likely Zero will win. I mean,
All
he
right.
sucks at
Hold
the
on,
moment,
time
but
out. Mike
he's
Esmo, stop promoting that your key character is a wimp. He's not a wimp. He's able to take his hits and get back up. He's just not that skilled yet. But he ain't a wimp. If he was a wimp, he would have quit. Now you
he's
stop
not
with
a
the
wimp, he's a
slander.
Yes,
newbie.
You
wimps
stop with
quit.
slander. Anyway, continue for the slanderous.
Yeah, I
Because
was
this
saying,
man
'cause,
slanders his
yeah,
own
Zero
character.
is. Well, I could get my mic still on. Yeah, because like Zero takes a lot of hits, but that's because Zero's in a situation where like he doesn't suck. He's like a level, let's say 12. The issue is that he's constantly around someone who's like a level 40, so he's always gotta be a little bit less in a sense. So if what you say is true and he didn't improve that much in the second issue, then yeah, Zero will probably win.
Yeah. Well, let's hope we can get you. Now I feel bad because it's almost like I still am keeping my. I was like, I was hoping I could fund in a few days because I knew you and Pear were launching. I was like, because we have a lot of the same audience.
Oh yeah, no problem. It be what it be.
I look forward to your Galvanite has good genes ad. Thank you, Mike. It's I don't think that's coming. I'll be honest with you. I
Oh
do
wait, is
have
that Mike Miller?
Yeah, it's Mike S. Miller.
Oh wow.
And this guy has been wanting to promote his book for the longest time, and I've been horrible with organizing. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad to finally meet this young individual. Put your hands together for let's see.
To this handsome hunka.
What's going on, Fusebox?
What is up, man?
Glad I'm finally. Oh no! Glad I'm finally meeting you. Put your link in the private chat, and we can go ahead and show it off.
Oh hell yeah! How you guys doing?
Doing well, dude. I guess we don't even need a topic.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well myself.
We got 10 viewers. So yeah, we could just keep this time slot, honestly, because I was like, oh no, I don't have a topic. Guess no one really cares. to be honest. You can just kind of do whatever in this time slot. Coleman Crew
Some
is
people
the
here
best
just to
show.
catch a vibe.
Came up with this title in about 3 seconds for the show. So Fusebox, yeah, whenever you're ready. Okay, that's in the private. Let's go ahead and Indiegogo. I don't know if I'm doing Indiegogo this time, to be honest with you.
Well, I also got to fund my comic if you prefer
Oh,
that
do you?
one.
No Kickstarter?
I did, and like it was doing horribly, and then at the last second, people started backing it, but then it didn't hit its goal, so I was basically screwed.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, it's all about marketing, getting that out there. Let's go ahead and play the trailer, and then you can talk about your book. Dawn, how you doing? Dude, everyone's coming in tonight. Does no one stream on Tuesdays? I'll take it. This is our spot now, Sammy.
Yes, not.
All right, I didn't mean to turn it. You know, we'll just kind of keep shooting the shit. But yeah. All right. Tell everyone about this.
Well, hell yeah. Outlawed Nights. This is issue 2 of about 10 issues. This takes place in the 31st century. Humanity has begun colonizing into outer space. History is very much repeating itself as the nations of Earth are at each other's throats, competing over territory and resources. It's a chaotic, violent time to be alive. And it's also a time of revolution. And crime is on the rise. Piracy is at its peak right now. This is the platinum age of piracy. And in the midst of all this, we've got our main character, Cyrus Lawson, who has settled on a small, out-of-the-way, insignificant little colony called Therese. And, you know, he's joined the colony guard there, but he's really not expecting a lot of trouble. Because, I mean, hell, have any of y'all heard of Therese?
No.
Exactly.
What is that?
It's that obscure. But right from the get-go of issue 1, that little fantasy is burst right open as the pirates of the ship Hazard invade his settlement looking for a special piece of data. And this data is going to lead to a treasure everybody's got their eyes on. We're talking bounty hunters, pirates, rival governments, criminal organizations, you name it, they want it.
Mhm.
And so issue 2 picks up where our boy has been kidnapped by these pirates. And so now he's getting a first-hand look at the underworld of the 31st century. And there is a pirate hunter in hot pursuit of them. So we have got guns blazing, action, sexy-looking people. We got it all.
This book looks awesome, man. Because I'll be honest, this whole time, because I was waiting to look at it for the first time when you.
Yeah, the art is solid.
This is great. So how far along is it?
Oh, the book is done. I am actually waiting on the books to arrive at my place.
It's awesome.
Hey, there we go.
Heck yeah. So, you know, I'm trying to get the word out. I want as many people as possible to be getting in on this because I love space pirate stories. Well, in concept, but most of them for me fall short. So this was my attempt to fix the space pirate genre.
It's good stuff, dude. I like it. And we got so we got that. We got I think I'm excited to check this out. so many books to back. So many books to back. That's why that's the tough thing, and that's part of why I'm afraid with this upcoming con is because I know there's going to be other indie creators. It's kind of like you're fighting for the spotlight. That's what makes it tough. Like even now, I'm like, okay, cool. I had a few days to myself. Now we're 5 days in, and 2 of my friends launched their campaigns. Now I'm screwed. But and now we have. But ultimately, we all lift each other up, and that's what's important. And I decided to finally promote some stuff. Plus, Sammy and I didn't have a topic, so this looks great. Everyone, check this out. And keep me updated. Don't be afraid to reach out again and again and again. I told you I'd get you on eventually. Now I did a horrible job. Dude, I swear to God, it was like every time I'd be like, every time we finally the stars aligned, it was one of us had something or something would come up. And like finally I was like, all right, we're going to do tomorrow around this time. And then Dark Gift goes, we're starting Indie Hub. And I'm like, I got to be on Indie Hub. I got to be So it wasn't an intentional thing, but I'm glad you're here. This is all great. Now, I haven't seen there were 3 weekends in a row where we went to saw movies. I like Superman. Sammy and I saw I Know What You Did Last Summer. And then we watched Fantastic Four. Yeah, dude, the new I Know What You Did Last Summer was so fucking bad. It was like the more I think, like the more angry I get when I think about that movie. But the other 2 were. I actually liked Fantastic Four. I liked.
I loved Fantastic Four. To a certain degree, it's the same thing with Superman, right? There's plenty to love, but like when you actually sit down and talk about it, with a panel of people, it was like, yeah, there's gaping holes that are, that you can talk about and criticize, but like as someone who grew up in the 90s and saw like shit comic book adaptations, then saw like the peak where we were in like the 2000s and saw like excellent comic book adaptations, and now like we're kind of like it's like a bell curve, like we're going back down, like we're seeing mid. I'll take mid. I'm happy with mid. I'm happy with mid because like I grew up with garbage. Like I saw Shaquille O'Neal play John Henry Irons. Like I'm, that's.
I still never watched that movie.
It's not great. It is.
Is it worth an ironic watch?
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the character. It's in no way Superman oriented. But at the time when you didn't get a lot of comic book movies, you're like, oh, this is as good as this is gonna get, right?
Yeah.
Well,
that's one of the things. I think the bar being raised is a good thing. I think the new Fantastic Four was very solid. I did like it a lot.
There's, like I said, there's things that I love. Like I'm never gonna buy that Pedro Pascal is like the smartest guy in the fucking universe.
I'll take mid. I think most. Sorry.
I think it's the best Ben Grimm that we've ever gotten.
You think so?
Oh, absolutely. Where he's just like walking around on Yancey Street and like doing stuff for like orphans, and you still got that he was a big softie. Mole Man going in and just like stipend and like making comments like might been my favorite line in the whole movie, where he was like, don't get mad at me, Johnny, I didn't dress you. I thought that was hilarious. I'm glad they got that guy from Cobra Kai to play Mole Man, because Mole Man is not like, okay, in the comics he should be regarded as a serious threat. Like he lives in like this underworld and commands like a whole like race of people, right? But like on its head, it's ridiculous. I'm glad that and James Gunn is very good at this, where it was like he understands comics as a medium, right? Where it was like, this is how this would look in the real world, but this is also fucking ridiculous. So we better make it at least kind of funny why we do it. I would have liked Galactus to be bigger. I would have liked.
He was still pretty fucking big, though.
He was still pretty fucking
size.
My biggest gripe is Reed Richards should be able to stretch a little bit more. That one scene where he's just like stretching him like maybe like 10 feet, and he's like, ah! And I was like, nah, that's I've seen so much shit in the comics.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, but I'm like, yeah, I guess he does
But
stretch more than
if
that.
we're comparing things on their head, I thought Herbie the Robot, greater symbol pointing towards Herbie, compared to Crypto. I didn't like how they handled Crypto in the movie because it felt just like a cash grab waiting. Also, as someone who has a big dog, where I am used to like a big bombastic dog like getting in the way of shit. He didn't really have like a good boy moment where
No, he needed that. He needed a good one.
he did, where something was about to fall on Superman, and then all of a sudden it starts hovering at him, and he like looks over and it's Crypto, and he's like wagging his tail, and he's like, "Good boy."
But didn't he
Like,
help
that's
up in the
all we need.
Ultraman fight?
No, the closest thing we got is when they ape, when the Hulk like slams Loki around, where he's like, "I'm a god," and they have that one moment where Superman's like, "I put my pants on every day," and and then Crypto like interrupts the conversation and starts slamming human Lex Luthor around. Didn't like that. Also thought Nicholas Hoult could have brought more to the role of Lex Luthor.
I thought he was good, but I wasn't like blown away.
I like him more as
But
like I
like
reflect upon the movie, but like I was expecting him as him being like one of the better actors in our generation to bring a little bit more where I'm seeing things that I like in other adaptations. I know people always shit on Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman, but I loved Lex Luthor in that adaptation because it's very much like the John Byrne adaptation of Lex Luthor, where it was like, "Hey, I'm this guy." It's very much the Bruce Timm adaptation of Lex Luthor, where like I'm not just like this mad scientist. Like I'm like Batman in the aspect where it was like I'm peak human potential. I'm smarter than everybody else. I take care of myself. I'm in the fucking zone. And then all of a sudden, this alien falls from the sky and just starts shooting lasers out of his eyes and starts breaking the fucking rules. I'm the greatest. He's not the greatest. He cheated. I like that. I think I think that's a great aspect for the character. There's other things too that I don't like. I don't like Super Kesha, who showed up at the end.
Yeah,
Super
good.
I was getting drunk on other planets. Oh my god, did I have my tits right here? I found them. Like, that's fucking insane. Also, I get it though. It's a place for the character to go. Where Superman was like, maybe being a drunken slut isn't, you allow the character to grow. But I'll say I got genuine comedy out of Herbie the Robot when he was like baby proofing the house, and when the thing falls down the stairs, like I actually laughed out loud. Even though I didn't like that they made Shallow Ball the Silver Surfer, she still played a pretty good Silver Surfer. And when she came down, like announced like, "Hey, this guy's gonna eat your planet whether you like it or not. Go home, hug your loved ones, spend your like." There was gravity to that. All of it. There's very few critiques I would have made. A lot of the people who I found hated the film were people who didn't understand what they were doing, and that was like in this alternate like 60s future inspired universe. Even all the way down to the Jack Kirby shout out. Like I thought there was a lot to love about the movie. I thought the colors are great. Same thing with that for Superman, where it was like it's nice after like the Zack Snyder era, seeing like a hopeful, bright Superman movie, even though like it has problems. Both movies have problems, but they look like solid comic book adaptations. And you know what? That's really what I was going for. I wasn't expecting anything from both of these movies, and I left enjoying both of them. So to compare them, one is trying to launch a universe, the other one's trying to save a universe. You know, also it was nice to see a Marvel cutscene, a post-credit scene that wasn't like absolute fucking garbage, where I actually cared where it goes. Like having Doom kneeling in front of Franklin, great setup. No matter, even in comic book form, that's intriguing.
Someone brought up a point today that I didn't think of on the phone. My buddy Buzz, who's a comic book artist, he goes, "You know what I think it is?" He goes, "I think it's Franklin healed his face." And I'm like, "Oh my god, never thought of that."
Oh,
That is a good idea.
That being said, I still don't like RDJ as I think it's bad casting.
But it's desperate casting.
It's extremely desperate casting.
But
You know?
honestly, the best Lex Luthor ever was Smallville.
I agree. No, it's hard because it at the time, like, which Lex Luthor are we talking about? Best Lex Luthor. No, best live action Lex Luthor is obviously Smallville.
Hell
because
yeah.
you like the guy. You should like Lex Luthor. The guy ran for president and won. You know what I mean? It was like there's a likability factor about Lex. I love the way that they use him in All-Star Superman, where it was just like when you think about it, it was like, hey, if Superman never showed up in Metropolis, Lex Luthor would be the big dick swinging. And he looks at him like, you cheated because you're from another planet. They even played homage to that in the movie, where obviously also, if you watch the movie, Lex Luthor, I have to assume, pretty good at like Mortal Kombat or Tekken, right? Like he was fucking killing it. But where he's calling out these moves, they did a better version in All-Star Superman, where there's a 5-minute delay between like him and the sun, and he's still predicting what Superman's gonna do. Like, that's how smart Lex Luthor is.
Yeah, we gotta touch on All-Star Superman on the show. I'd love to eventually, like when I have the time, go through that and just start going through comics. Like
I saw this, and I actually used that in my Superman review. I saw this. It's the Superman companion piece on what Gunn said he used, and obviously All-Star Superman was the first one in there. The second one was, and it makes total sense. Let's see if I can find it. A Superman for All Seasons, Jeff Loeb. But the one thing that I really got is when Clark gets the kryptonite poisoning, and you see him, they lay him down in his childhood bed, and I was like, oh, this is right out of that comic. And I mean, the art's beautiful. Like the use of blues. Spider-Man Blue is like one of my favorite comics ever.
That one is has been on my to read list forever.
I wept. I'm not gonna lie. I won't tell you why, but there's people who like obviously the Long October, things like that, but
Long Halloween.
Long Halloween. Also I like Dark Victory.
Have you reading the new one? I just read the latest issue of the new one.
I'm waiting until it all comes out, and then
it's been a very slow.
I understand.
It's monthly in theory, and then there's just like there'll be like 4 months off.
Yeah, I remember how Doomsday Clock went out, where it was like issue 1 came out like 1 year, and then like issue 2 came out like a year and a half later. And like, hey, I'm totally fine with letting it cook and going with like, also like, don't start a series and this go like, I don't know what the fuck we should do. But either way, I like the Jeff Loeb look. I loved Hulk Red. I think it's very good. But also they did those things like Daredevil Yellow, Spider-Man Blue, Hulk Gray, Captain America, whatever fucking color they picked. And then, you know, you also had a Superman for All Seasons and the Long Halloween, things like that. I really enjoy that art style because it's timeless and it makes it lets you know that it's separated from like the regular continuity. So like Batman Year One is part of the continuity. Like like they just gave Frank Miller stay, and whatever issues it was in Detective Comics, it was those issues, and they let him flesh that out. I thought that was a poor mistake. Even though I love Batman Year One, I don't think that's a good idea when you're going to let someone go, hey, you're going to have a 6-issue one, right? We also have this 80-year continuity. Don't fuck with that, but also like revamp it. Like that's a dumb idea. The only time that worked.
Do you know?
Like,
by the way, Sammy, do you know who this is? He did the Injustice comics. He did some of the art in the Injustice comics.
Really?
Yeah, Mike. If you want the link, I'll send you the link if you want to be a smart ass in here.
I'm actually a big fan of your art. I don't like the video games. Well, I like playing the video games. I don't like the facial.
That he didn't do that. I didn't like that either.
No, it was at that thing where it was like, hey, we made realistic faces, and you're like, yeah, but that's not what Superman's face looks like. It was more so in Injustice 2. You're like, what are we doing here? Why does Superman look like my neighbor? Like Superman has a distinctive look. Like that was my favorite critique on David Cornsweet, where he's like, he just looks like a younger Henry Cavill. I was like, yeah, Henry Cavill looks like fucking Superman.
Yeah, exactly. It's like he looks like too much. Superman looks too much like Superman.
Oh my god, he kind of looks like Christopher Reeve. Yeah, Superman has a fucking look.
Yeah. No, Superman.
Black hair,
That's the
blue
thing.
eyes,
There's something about like getting a certain comic book character's face where you could be like, that face looks wrong. You know, even if it anatomically looks right, where you go, it just doesn't fit that character. You know, and the Injustice games were just whack, dude. Also, why did they make they shrunk down the women's bust sizes in the second game? Ridiculous.
Hey, that's because of the competitive scene. People getting a little bit too distracted, so they couldn't.
Is that what it is?
Properly, yeah.
I don't believe that.
I think for me, I'm really tired of the evil Superman trope. It's like we were talking about that earlier.
We nailed it with Brightburn. Like we got it with Injustice, but even the Injustice Superman, especially when you got to the animated feature, right? Like it was like,
I didn't even watch it.
It's not good. The art is cool. Like I like that. The thing I like the most about the Injustice is like where they make like the House of L like a plate that's on Superman's chest. I don't like when you make the S too small.
You got a new back.
I know I mentioned Lois and Clark, but like I like the scoop neck. I like the scoop neck, and I want it to take up like all the way down to the navel, right? Like I want a big S. I want an Alex Ross fucking S, you know. How do you guys feel about the Cavill suit? I hate the Cavill suit, to be honest.
No, there's like no color, dude.
Well,
it's a cool looking suit. Also, Superman needs to have the underwear on the outside. I'm sorry, it looked weird. It looked weird in the comics, it looked weird in Injustice. Oh, Injustice was doing that New 52 shit, by the way.
Yeah.
Let's make everyone have armor. His Injustice 2 design was horrendous.
I will say
like,
this. The New 52 is the bane of my existence. As much as I love Flashpoint.
I like Flashpoint.
I love Flashpoint, but the Flashpoint led directly into the New 52.
See, when I first read Flashpoint, I didn't realize that because I thought, oh, they just wrapped it up. That's cool. And then I was like, wait a minute, that's what causes it? That's dumb.
And I don't like Rebirth because like I don't like we're like, hey, well, all that shit you guys said that you missed from the continuity, we just added it back. Marvel and DC does this. I don't want a crisis event every 5 years. So like when Crisis in Infinite Earths happened, that was a big deal because like, you know, Wolfman and Perez took a look at I'm guessing at the time 60 years of messy continuity. Like you know, you had Batman with like the penny pincher and you know,
Yeah,
things
you
like
had
that.
Tim Drake or Jason
But
Todd
at
was in a
least
weird.
it was all across the board, everybody. And you know, you had some wonderful things. I loved when Wally West took up the mantle for Barry Allen. That felt organic. It's the same thing as, you know, like Dick Grayson becoming Nightwing. That felt earned. You know, I mean, people didn't really like Jason Todd that much, but you know what? People did love Tim Drake. So you know, we were okay with a world where Dick Grayson isn't Robin. You can do all those things.
What's going on, Mike? How's it going?
Am I
You have
on?
Great jeans? Yeah, you're just frozen.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing too.
Oh,
Yeah,
now
great
you're
jeans.
good.
There you go.
But what I'm getting at is,
Yeah,
I
why'd
think
you ruin Superman, Mike?
no, I think it's a poor taste to do a crisis event every 5 years. So, like the first Crisis on Infinite Earths, it happened after so many
good.
years of continuity. But you cleaned things up. You did this. Now
I like
they do
Infinite Crisis though.
Infinite Crisis was.
But the thing
cool.
is, it didn't reset continuity. It was just a
No,
continuation.
it did what Rebirth did, and it brought a lot of continuity back. So, it's like when they made Tim Drake like a bisexual, right? Well, why did they make him bisexual? They made him bisexual where they have this thing where you can appease to these like woke crowds and have your foot in the door. But as soon as no one likes it, you can retcon it. And then because he's bisexual and he likes guys and girls, you can go back to the 30 years where Tim Drake liked Spoiler and they had their on and off thing going on. You know what I mean? It's they're not gonna like hard commit to something because eventually, and now that they're doing these crisis events like every 5 years, like they're always gonna bring it back to the status quo. Well, you know what? That's annoying because like you're gonna have like these outlandish things only to bring them back. So, you know, like when I was a kid, I remember I got hit by a car when I was in 3rd grade. When I was in 3rd grade, the comic books I was reading was like Wally West Flash and Kyle Rayner Green Lantern, where I'm going like, so these other guys are like in smoke. Like Edge City just got blown up by Cyborg Superman. Superman just came back and like he might be an electric guy now. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but all I know is I can't get out of bed. But like we're going different. They didn't retcon those things back until the mid 2000s, where you started seeing things like Flash Rebirth, Green Lantern Rebirth. They stuck with that. So like when they went with Kyle Rayner, they had him fight Hal Jordan, and they went like, "You're the only Green Lantern left." Like, you know, it was like it was such a wild turn. And now granted, Wally West was Kid Flash, but like they introduced so many things where it was like, oh, well, he's faster than Barry was. He did all these things. You know, they had the Justice League where Aquaman had the, you know, like pincher arm. He didn't have, you know, like
the hook, yeah.
You know, they were trying a bunch of things in comics. I didn't necessarily go like, oh, this is woke, this is dog shit. No, this is people just trying to be creative. They eventually brought it back to the status quo, but like you weren't. The problem is with all this stuff is like you feel like they're doing it to check off boxes. I don't care if you're going to make a wild variation of the character, but please don't, you know, make it feel authentic. Like Kyle Rayner, when he first got introduced, one of the first things he did is face off against Hal Jordan as Parallax. Like, you know what I mean? That immediately gives the character authenticity. It was like, well, this guy lost his mind after Edge City blew up.
It was what was it? It was Coast City, right?
Yeah, Coast City. I'm sorry. I keep saying Edge City. I just bought the mask on Nimbus, and I've been enjoying the shit out of it. But yeah, Coast City. That was what actually the Guardians said to Green Lantern. Hal Jordan is the city just blew up, and he recreated the city, and the Guardians.
Yeah, I need to read that one. I haven't read.
Oh, Emerald Twilight is a great.
Do you like Emerald Twilight, Mike?
I didn't follow a lot of DC books back then. I was more of a Marvel guy.
Oh, well, obviously, I mean, that's when like Marvel X-Men was like going down. I mean, the Clone Saga was 2 years after.
I didn't care much for the Clone Saga either.
No one cared for the Clone Saga.
That's what I was saying.
I met one person who was defending the Clone Saga once.
Yeah, I just saw. I don't remember who I was talking about, but they were talking about how great the Clone Saga was. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like,
they had aspects.
It's like also, when everybody stopped reading Spider-Man. It was the Clone Saga.
I will say though, like when there's a Spider-Man game, I'm always picking like the Scarlet Spider look. Like I love the hoodie, all red jumpsuit.
I always thought that just looked trash.
But keep in mind, man, like I was born in like '87, so like that was like, oh,
it's you know what it is? It's the prequel curse, right? Like if you're 10, 12 years old when the prequels come out, you actually think those are good Star Wars movies.
Yeah, no, I remember.
Well, I watched them, but I don't think they're great in hindsight.
Okay,
but I saw Revenge of the Sith in theaters.
To be fair,
honest,
when I
when
went to,
people watch
my
this-
parents took me in '97 to go see The Phantom Menace. That was the first time it occurred to me, like in real time, that like sometimes movies can be bad.
let's be honest. Most time if someone watches the prequels, it's because they want to see the cool lightsaber fights.
I enjoyed The Phantom Menace in theater because it was the first new Star Wars since I was a kid.
Yeah, 100%. But also, like,
and
by
then
the time you got
after
the
theaters,
Attack of the Clones,
it's like, Man of
what are we
Steel,
doing?
right? You walk out of the theater, that was fun, and then you start thinking about it, you're like,
I tell people this story all the time.
That was
The
really
panic
dumb.
attack, the panic attack that I had for the night before Batman v Superman happened.
Oh god.
Because what I did, obviously, what you would do when you're psyched for a movie is I watched the previous movie and I watched Man of Steel. So, like, one, I hate Kevin Costner. I think he's movie poison.
Really?
Unless he's in.
Oh, I agree.
Roles. Unless he's in specific roles.
Have you seen Tin Cup?
I've seen him in a lot of roles. He's a one-trick pony.
I like
Dreams.
I like him in Untouchables. I hate Wyatt Earp. There's a bunch of movies that we.
Well, Wyatt Earp is a very long, slow movie.
Okay.
With a few really fun
Zack Snyder likes long and slow. They gave him free reign to do those space grain movies that he's doing.
Have you seen Bull Durham?
Bull Durham is fucking great. You guys gonna start fighting over little? I'm not saying that he can't bring the heat. I'm saying
I am.
Okay. What I didn't need in the middle of Batman v Superman, an hour and a half in, is the ghost of Pa Kent talking about how the horses drowned.
Look, that's
that was
Snyder's
bizarre.
fault. Not
That's Zack
Kevin
Snyder,
Costner.
but I'm saying Zack Snyder does this thing where, like, so I can't remember what the space grain movies are called, but they gave him free reign. He directed these movies. No one gave him any shit, right? And then he was like, I'm going to release the director's cut. Why? Who was stopping you from adding those scenes from the direct to Netflix movie that you did? The thing is, the guy, unless he has good source material, can't stick to script.
No,
okay.
He's a I think this is a problem in Hollywood is people don't stick to what they're good at. Zack Snyder makes a beautiful movie. He just does not make a great story.
Yeah,
and
well,
I mean, it's like everybody here
it's
like
like even
Quentin
in the
Tarantino,
beginning
right?
of Justice League.
Well, hold on, let me
there's
make a
part where
point.
you-
Sammy,
I'm
pause
sorry.
for a second. Like Quentin Tarantino. Quentin Tarantino writes the best set pieces in Hollywood, right? Quotable, freaking epic little vignettes, epic scenes. That dude sucks at telling a long form story. That's why his best movie had the plot stolen from City on Fire. Reservoir Dogs is his best movie because he has all those vignettes and it tells a great story. And
Well,
like all of his
Fiction
other
is 3 short stories just mashed together.
Well, also, I like what Mike says here. Quentin Tarantino is very comparable to Zack Snyder, where like, okay, you did 300, that works, right? Like it's completely
because he had a story.
all the slow motion. Okay, then all of a sudden he does Watchmen, and then people are really watching because people are going like, how are they going to do this? They ended up changing the ending, which I thought theatrically worked. There was no way that you were going to explain the Watchmen thing. They ended up doing Project Bluebeam, but only it was a big blue dick. You know, I thought that worked fine for a cinematic thing, but then all of a sudden you get Man of Steel. Man of Steel is a great movie if it's on its own, because I remember having a panic attack the night before watching Batman v Superman, where it was
I
like,
had nightmares.
Introduce a Superman movie. You haven't explained what kryptonite is. You don't know who Lex Luthor is. We're also gonna add in Batman and Wonder Woman and Doomsday. This is going to be a fucking mess.
It was.
I went in with the highest of hopes because I was working on the Batman versus Superman series at the time, Injustice. And I'm like, this is going to be, and man, I went in there with a family friend who I've known since elementary school and his whole family. And oh my gosh, we like the kids were just like bored out of their mind. And like, it was the biggest disappointment, I think.
Besides the warehouse scene, the Batman warehouse scene is goated.
Well, it's because they copied it from a video game.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it was. One of the things that I thought was completely misused, and I remember the Comic-Con trailer, they had, I guess Ben Affleck read the from the script of what is it, the Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
And
you can tell they hadn't had a movie
showed
yet.
him in the armor, and then I was like, oh, Zack Snyder doesn't actually read comic books. He just looks at the art. So he goes, oh, I see this visual. This is cool. I will put this in there.
No, I disagree. I think he's read 3.
He doesn't understand the reason that was cool. The reason that was cool is because a mortal just beat the shit out of a god, and there's 30 years of continuity that goes along with that. It wasn't that. He was like, no,
and also it was an
Batman in
Elseworld
armor
story.
I mean, I know I told this to you a million times. He was probably, testing it out. He was smoking weed on a beach with his buddies because, like, he just got done directing 300 and Watchmen, and then he just got done. He put down the acoustic guitar, playing probably, I'm guessing, a passable version of Wonderwall, and he's like, "And you know what's gonna happen? He's gonna be like, why did you say that name?" And he's gonna be like, Martha. And like all of his bullshit friends were like, dude, because his parents have this, his mother has the same name. You're a fucking genius. And then they're like, yeah, I know, I'm fucking good. And then it's gonna be even better because I don't know how to direct a full film. I'm gonna release a director's cut. And they're like, you should totally do that, Zach. You're fucking brilliant.
Also, here's my theory too, Zach. Getting onto that, I think he has read some comic books. I think he Googles most famous comic books and he goes to the top 10. Because look at what the ones he's read. Okay, 300. Okay, everyone's read 300.
Mm-hmm.
Dark Knight Returns. Everyone's read Dark Knight Returns. Watchmen. Everyone's read Watchmen. Right? Like this is like me going, oh, I'm a fan of cinema because I watched The Godfather once.
Yeah. No, you know what? Something he would be awesome at? I would love to see Zack Snyder do an adaptation of like Punisher Max. where
No, because
like,
you try and be like overly.
no, because it's
I would
hyper
just,
violent.
honestly, I would just like to see him work with a better writer who can put together a cohesive story, and then have Zack Snyder visuals.
Well, it's my same problem with
That's
James
for both
Gunn.
worlds, right?
Okay, James Gunn, we had that thing where like he can't help but be James Gunn, where it was like, hey, dude, I understand your vinyl collection is probably fucking awesome, but in the middle of that thing where Lois Lane was with Mr. Terrific, I didn't need to watch this whole song. The same thing in the Snyder cut, where I didn't need to watch the Scandinavian Village sing Aquaman off.
That was ridiculous, dude. I made
okay,
like
and
list.
also
I
to let
remember-
me know that Martian Manhunter has been there the entire fucking time.
Dude, he shows up. He doesn't contribute. Also, why are they dealing with an intergalactic threat? And there is no Green Lantern on the team. Like,
there
is the
was. They
easiest-
let you know. Oh, he fought Darkseid the first time.
hundreds of years ago.
Yeah,
But then
but
that's
apparently no dice.
No, but hold on.
Are you,
Why
wait,
did-
are you talking about
In the
the
Snyder cut.
the
The
Unite the
Justice League.
Seven when there was only 6 of them? Because the Green Lantern was supposed to be in there.
What happened with that?
No,
I don't know, but the original. Do you guys not remember the original marketing for the Snyder JLA?
That's
It
true.
was
That's
Unite
true.
the
They-
Seven.
they-
Lantern
they were
was
gonna
supposed to be
have-
in there. And it should have been Ryan Reynolds. That would have been perfect, man.
You think so?
well, that's that's another one. That's another one who flew too close to the sun. Where there were plenty of things about Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern that they got right.
Oh, yeah.
The
I
problem
loved
was
60%
that
of
Jeff
it.
Johns was doing so much at the time. Where
The problem
like,
was they had a giant smoke monster. You can't have a giant smoke monster be your villain. We learned this in Fantastic Four in the old days, and you should just always know. And in Lost, and just don't ever use a giant smoke monster. Just word to the wise.
No, don't.
no, but
Vaughn's
know,
like,
they,
damn it, there goes the end of my
there goes that
they were
idea,
trying
yeah.
to do the war.
Or
They
how about the
really
whole
were. They were
movie?
trying to establish the
Yourself.
War of Light, right? Like this really was DC's answer to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They tried to go like, "Hey, this is this," and it was like, "Well, you also have to make it likable, and you can't have like some dude with a big forehead yelling like it's the invasion of the Body Snatchers, going like, like
terrible. It's terrible.
It didn't work. I've never viewed
Your
Hal
villain
Jordan.
has to be cooler than your hero.
Absolutely.
And Ryan
And he
Reynolds
was not.
just
He,
super cool.
if
so
there is
fine.
ever an incel that we saw on screen, it was the bad guy in
Hector Hammond.
Hector Hammond. But they made Hector Hammond. Actually, if they were trying to do what they really wanted to do, they should have made Hector Hammond the Black Hand. And because that would have led right into Blackest Night. That would have did everything. His social inadequacies would have been fine, but it was it shouldn't have been. I have a crush on Carol Danvers too. Like,
you know what really sucks is they set up for a freaking great sequel with that
Oh, they
dude as
did.
Sinestro.
Yeah, Sinestro
This
was the best part of the
Green
one of the best parts of
Lantern
the movie.
2 would have been like the best
The bad
DC
one.
movie if they'd have managed to just pull it off. That Sinestro was perfect casting. That guy was awesome.
Yeah, no, he was great. I haven't seen that movie in years. I want to finish Jeff Johns' run. I've liked what I've read of it so far, but that's another one of the many runs. Oh yeah, speaking of Green Lantern, that's topic I'm covering tomorrow night as well. Yeah, Sergeant, I won't be able to make it, but you guys have fun on there. I got invited on another stream. I'm trying to get as many shows in as I can and get as much work done as I can before I head to Terrificon this weekend. But yeah, I mean, those are the 7. So I guess there technically were 7 in Justice League because they had Cyborg and Martian Manhunter, even though Martian Manhunter contributes nothing to the movie.
Wait, Martian Manhunter is in Justice League?
In the Snyder Cut.
In the Snyder
Oh,
Cut.
Snyder Cut.
He shows up at the very end to say, "Hey, I've been here this whole time doing nothing, but now I'll do something."
Jeez. The irony about it is like you had all these characters they just threw into that movie who had never had screen time, and Green Lantern literally had an entire movie.
Yeah,
create,
but
right?
the movie was bad, even though so was Batman vs Superman.
No, something that they wanted
What's going on,
to do.
Edwin? How you doing?
Hey,
What's up?
bada
What's going
bing.
on, guys?
Aloha.
Now we
Talking
are-
Green
something-
Lanterns were in your territory, or we're talking Justice
Something
League,
that they
I think.
wanted to do
Hell yeah.
was actually so the end of the Dark Knight Rises. You have to keep in mind. So 2008 is when the Dark Knight came out. I believe it was 2011 is when the Dark Knight Rises came out. So what they really wanted to do, what Warner Brothers wanted to do, is incorporate Superman and start a cinematic universe from the Nolan verse, which is insane. So you're gonna tell me you have played Batman so close to the chest. It's like the French Connection, right? Like it is just this is as real as we're gonna get Batman. Like in a world like that, like he has all real world tech. I mean, granted, it's a stretch, and then all of a sudden you get like the bat wing where it's like flying around shit, but like it's still believable.
They called it the Bat, which, by the way, that always bothered me.
Yeah, that always bugged the shit out of me. Also, it would have
The
been the
80s
best movie
80s
ever.
Eagles were
Is
better.
just before he went over the river to get rid of it, he was like, "Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb." That would have made it amazing, but they wanted, were like, wouldn't this be a great vehicle to introduce Superman? And I was like, no, that's the most retarded thing I've ever heard, because you tried to play Batman as realistic as you gave him the cybernetic like knee brace where he couldn't do stuff. You had like Alfred crying like, I failed you, like, and then all of a sudden, after all of that, you wanted an alien who could fly and shoot laser beams out of his eyes and who was bulletproof to just go like, all of this didn't matter. I could have solved this in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, but those are the characters in the comics. What are you gonna deal? I mean, that they exist in that same universe.
Yeah, but
to me, this discombobulation is part of the failure of DC, because Marvel, they thought about all this stuff ahead of time, right? And that's why they started building up, starting with Iron Man, towards a unified Avengers story.
That's the biggest problem.
DC
they were
was
trying
just
to catch up.
I'm doing this over here. I'm doing this over here. None of this stuff is related. Here's your JLA movie.
Yeah, no, it's let's have also all the DC villains. Let's have Steppenwolf be the main bad guy.
Which would have been fine.
Move was that?
Which would have been fine.
That would be like making one of Thanos' minions in Infinity War. Imagine making one of them the main bad guy. It's like, no, you don't do that.
You don't understand. That's their first bout with this. So if in phase 3, if they would have made Darkseid the actual bad guy, that would have been fine. There's plenty of problems. I'm still working on it. I have about the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm calling it the Thanos problem. They should have just introduced Thanos in the beginning.
They did
for the Avengers.
They did.
In a cutscene, I'm saying he could have been the big bad, where he just has the cosmic cube. There's a lot of things post Thanos where they kill the character, where they're like, here's Star Fox. We're like, well, that's Thanos' brother. Here's Adam Warlock. Here's Drax the Destroyer. One of Drax the Destroyer's powers is he has cosmic awareness, but his cosmic awareness is attuned to know where Thanos is at any given time. He was designed to kill Thanos. You introduced these characters after Thanos. Now Drax, they did that in phase 2. They had the akimbo do knife, whatever had him playing. It doesn't matter. I'm saying Thanos could have been a villain that has been lurking over it the whole time. You could have had him have phase 3 should have been the cosmic cube, not the Infinity Gauntlet, because you hadn't introduced any cosmic entities. Why would you have something where you have someone like Adam Warlock, who has to appeal to the living tribunal and eternity, going like, I think this is wrong. He shouldn't have this.
I need to read the Infinity Gauntlet still, dude.
Oh, dude, you should. But I'm saying, like, it was a misstep because every other character that they brought in, especially in Phase 4, with the Eternals, with all those are all Thanos-centric characters. Okay, the Eternals are Fantastic Four, but I'm saying Thanos could have been a continued threat. There's a big problem. It's been a problem since Batman 1989, where you kill off the fucking
villain.
Big bad.
The villain. That always bothered me.
Big bad should be contained and then get away. Okay, the Joker gets away. Okay,
yeah, but then he died.
Yeah, that the one time he saved. The one time they don't kill him off, he dies in real life. Yeah.
Well, even in Spider-Man, okay, they kill off the Green Goblin in the first movie. The Green Goblin should not be killed in the first movie. The Green Goblin should be killed in the third movie. Because the Green Goblin, you should defeat him, and then he should be in the background orchestrating everything, and then you kill him. That would be fine. But because how movies were, I didn't mind that they had the Joker kill Batman's parents in 1989 because it was all wrapped up in this nice little bow, and superhero movies were not guaranteed a sequel at the time. So in that little world, in Batman 89, it's fine. Okay, like it was nice. It was nice to see that.
Edwin, you look like you have something to say.
Yeah.
No, I'm just listening here, enjoying the convo. I don't really.
The rebrand, by the way.
What do you mean?
From Edwin the Ace to Buzz.
It's just Nick took off, so we just went with it.
He's been Buzz the whole time I've known him.
Yeah, just guys started calling me that in the hard.
No, I'm sorry. I was ranting, but I truly believe this. They
wait, hold on. Let Buzz finish. Let Buzz finish.
I'm good. I finished my thing. Yeah.
I was giving you the floor.
Oh, okay. Real quick, Sergeant Garatina brought up a point. Everyone, including me, my first thought was Metallo for a villain for the next Superman movie. Who do you guys want to see? Like, what Superman villains?
I lean towards Brainiac.
Brainiac?
Yeah, Brainiac would be my choice.
Mexaplex.
Oh yeah, Mixaplex would be the best. Also, if they're gonna do Brainiac, I want them to have the shrunken shitty of Kandor, and everybody was worried about like Jarrell saying like, "Hey, start a harem." I want a scene where Kal-El goes into like the bottled city Kandor, and they're all like, "Cal, you fucking." Because like your dad gave you instructions to start fucking. Are you fucking?
That'd be interesting. Cal. So let's see. I think someone more grounded. I don't want to see another cosmic threat yet. That's why I think Metallo is what so many people are going to, is because he's the right amount of. I'm not ready for Brainiac yet. I love Brainiac. Don't get me wrong. Well, I guess he could work. I'm trying to think. I guess
Metallo's good. Toyman might be good as well.
Toyman is in the animated series. Toyman is terrifying.
I want someone ground level.
Yeah, Parasite. Parasite would be good.
Parasite would be fantastic.
I want Mr. Mxyzptlk and directed by Guillermo del Toro.
Ooh, wait, that's it.
My penis can only get so erect, bro.
Well, only after he's done with Hellboy 3.
When is that coming? Never, right?
We'll see. There's rumors, rumors.
Guillermo, oh, I heard, because I read Out the Mountains of Madness, he was going to do a movie based on that. But then if you listen to the summaries of the original screenplay, it's horrendous. But that wasn't his fault necessarily. I would love to see him eventually make that movie. That was in development hell for.
Who would be a good one? Conduit. Conduit would be a
Conduit was actually, you know what's funny? Because I've never read anything with him, but I remember going through a list of stuff, and he is such an amazing concept for an origin movie villain, or just a villain. Because he's, correct me if I'm wrong, Conduit is, he got his powers from the kryptonite that
he got kryptonite poisoning.
And his family died from that whole thing, right?
Yeah, but also he grew up in Smallville, and like Clark was just in the zone the whole time. It was like, oh, he's the football star, he's this, but this guy, he's actually a better answer to Lex Luthor than Lex Luthor, because like he's growing up next to Clark Kent, and he's like peak human potential, right? Like if Clark Kent wasn't there, he would be winning the science award. He would be the all-star football player. This guy came out of the fucking sky and was cheating because he's powered by the yellow sun, and he's a fucking alien. And he doesn't even have a grudge against Superman. He has a grudge against Clark Kent, and he wants to sabotage Clark Kent's life. Like that's inherently an interesting story to watch, because they're like, oh man, this guy's going after my alter ego. Like he's not sending robots to kill Superman. He's sending robots to kill Clark Kent. And by the way, when they go toe to toe, he's got kryptonite energy. Like the only problem is they're gonna make him look like Whiplash in the second Iron Man movie, where it's just gonna be.
Yeah, I remember actually writing a pitch for my own Superman animated Superman universe, and Conduit was going to be my villain for the first. Obviously, I haven't read anything with him, but just even the summary alone, I was just what you described, I was so interested.
Yeah, no, I'm all on board for that. There's another character, I can't remember his name, but it was shortly after Superman was like resurrected, right? And he's almost like a Mad Jim Jasper's Franklin Richards character, where he can imagine things like into fruition. And he was so convinced that the resurrected Superman was an imposter, he was able to fight Superman.
Oh my gosh. Can I share something? I was looking for Superman villains, and I stumbled across this.
Let's see this one.
I co-created this character. I don't think we ever used it. I mean, I know we used it, but I mean,
yeah,
it's an imaginary friend, so it didn't bear. But worst Superman villains with the best debuts. This is the one I created.
What happened?
That's what I'm saying. Who the fuck am I?
Oh, this was me.
Oh my
Mike Miller.
goodness.
Jeez Louise.
Wow, they didn't even credit you for.
I know, right?
Wow.
That's my art and everything. They credited Mike McGowan.
Yeah, who the fuck am I?
The adversary. So that's the villain I want to see. Is the
so what was the adversary's whole thing in your?
He was a kid's like imaginary friend or something like that. I don't know. It was back Superman 5. Oh yeah, 579. How dare they credit Mike McCone? These bastards.
Yeah, that's low.
Mike McCone wasn't working on Superman at all. Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
Wow, that's messed up.
I know
when
that
I
I'm
was on
speaking
my
out of
show,
turn.
there's this 90s X-Men character named Hazard that an Archie Bear created, and he found out live on my stream that we found out together that Hazard just died like off panel.
Wait, go back to that. I want to see who the middle guy was. Who's the middle guy who is obviously Spider-Man 20 what is it?
It's Bane's mask, but it's red. We got Acid Master.
Oh, Acid Master.
Is it cool looking? If you
Great
just
guy to
enjoyed
go
it-
to a music festival with. Nah.
Yeah. La Encantadora.
Yeah, let's just go through. That's how I found El Gaucho on my Batman.
Who's El Gaucho?
Cancer.
El Gaucho is the worst thing that ever happened to Batman is, in my opinion, Batman Incorporated. But Mexican Batman, or the Batman of all countries, is El Gaucho, which is Spanish.
That's amazing.
For bat. And it's basically a guy in a tuxedo jacket with a V-neck shirt and dick-tight jeans and a bandana over his face. And he's El Gaucho. And his superpower, we looked it up on the Wikipedia, It's equestrianism. Ride horses.
Nice. Number 7, we have Cancer with a K.
That's some 90s shit right there.
All right.
What's going on, Matt Yaki? How you doing?
Batmanuel. Hello, I am
Batman.
Terra Man.
You know what? I think this
Terra Bull.
if I'm not mistaken, I think this harkens back to the New Adventures of Superman, where they wanted to make him Parasite, but they couldn't because they didn't have the rights. So this guy could just drain power from you and just kind of get bigger.
Man?
Yeah. The design is very, very similar.
To the Parasite? You mean purple with white Parasite? That Parasite?
They couldn't, for some reason, they couldn't use Parasite in the series, but they had a man with like a neckerchief where he would drain your energy, but instead of like becoming more powerful, he just got a little bit bigger.
Gotcha. All right. Well, we got the Prankster at number 5, which is basically the Joker without makeup and mutton chops. Baron Sunday. Never heard of him.
No.
I assume that's
the auctioneer.
Oh no.
Yes.
That's great. Pete Woods. At number 2, we have Grax.
Great. Incredible.
And at number 1, the Savior, which is funny because that's with the S on Superman.
No, that's Ramsey Murdoch. I think that's who I was talking about. He is a low form of manipulation, and he actually like yeah, I no, I'm right. As here, just keep it right there. As a conspiracy theorist and serial killer, Murdoch was destined to be the perfect Superman foe. He strongly believed that the current Superman was a fake, and the real Superman had been killed by Doomsday, and so he set out to stop him. So because he had like matter like manipulation powers, he was the dude who had the Superman the House of L insignia like scarred on his head. But he was a matter manipulator. I thought he was completely, even as like a 7-year-old kid, where I was like reading a comic going like, you could do more with this character. Like, it's the same thing with like, not so much like a Franklin Richards where he's like, what he should do is like resurrect Galactus and make him his herald. Like it wasn't that far-fetched, but like you realize that like, oh, this guy, his power like rivals Mr. Blick or Mr. Minute.
If you want the link,
the Fifth World Imp, like he's that, and also his art was really, really cool. Where and he's a zealot, right? He thinks that the original Superman is dead, and that was a direct answer to after obviously the death of Superman, they had like the 5 imposters, right? Where you had the Eradicator, Superboy, Steel, Cyborg, Superman, and am I missing one? Oh, the 4 imposters. Either way, you had every reason to go. Anyone who comes after, well, you have the real Superman in the black suit, but you found out that he didn't really die, and he was in the Soda Kryptonian stasis or however the fuck they retconned it. But also, I love what they did with Hal Jordan, where they blew up Edge City or not Edge City, Coast City.
Yeah, I love how it's like the death of Superman, and then they just, on a side note, destroy Hal's life.
Oh, that was the most intriguing thing for me because
he got the Spider-Man treatment.
One of the things that always sticks in my mind is Cyborg Superman teams up with Mongol, right? And Mongol has yellow skin, and Hal is facing off, and he's got a broken arm, and he's going against Mongol with like a sledgehammer in his hand. And like that's the last of it. Like, right. And then a couple years later, I was at Detroit 1997 Comic-Con, and I bought Emerald Twilight. Like, I bought like that storyline. And I'm going like, this character is not getting enough shine right now. And then they had Emerald Dawn, where Kyle Rayner comes in, and I thought that was like the greatest thing ever as a kid, where I was like, this is a new Green Lantern. This is for me. You know, and I love
what was up with John Stewart and they both survived the destruction of the Green Lantern Corps, right?
It did. You know,
Hey, I'm gonna note that.
that
I'm actually
Alright.
gonna go watch Superman in a half an hour. So
All right, which one? The new one? All right,
the
see
new
if
one, I haven't seen it
I-
yet. So
Yeah, you did. Oh, we've been talking. I didn't realize that. I wouldn't have
I don't
said.
care about spoilers for
Okay.
oh, I'm so sorry, dude. I
Sorry.
would have never.
Damn it! Now I know everything. I'm not gonna go.
It's good. I think you'll like it.
Peace.
It's
Yeah,
good.
spoiler. Crypto's there.
Nice, cool. All right. Let's see. All right. So Edwin, let's talk about your campaign real quick, and then I actually think let's see. A lot of
Actually,
people-
I have to dip out.
All right. Yeah, I was about to dip out soon too.
Well,
But,
then I'll say.
Well, y'all can only dip out once you get Outlaw Nights. That's the law.
There you go.
Actually,
Mark it. It's the law.
Oh,
appreciate
I
the
love the art on this.
Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and play the trailer, and then we'll have you talk about it. Real quick.
Dude,
All right.
the art is fantastic.
No, thank you so much. Yeah.
All right, Edwin, tell everyone about your comic and what's it about, what everyone's getting into.
Sure. So the Darn Aces Comics Group anthology is showcases 5 short stories by 5 different artists, featuring a lot of the characters from the Darn Aces universe. So you have the Ace, Raid of the White Leopard, Bloodbone, and then 2 new characters we're introducing called Savior and Blue Blaze. So it basically ties together everything I've been working on over the past 5 years, and a couple things to come. So like I said, you kind of get a little bit of each taste of each character with some really cool art, and then some future kind of series that I'll be launching in the next year or two.
Yeah, it looks great, dude. I'm looking because I hadn't gotten into your stuff yet. Just with the mountains and mountains and mountains of stuff.
Oh yeah.
This all looks good. So is this going to be colored by inside the book, or is it going to be black and white?
I know it's all black and white stories. They're all meant to be black and white. Anybody who's kind of followed some of my books knows Bloodbone, Raid of the White Leopard. The only one that's in color is the Ace. The Ace is very much inspired by books like Darkhawk, kind of early '90s hero. So, but everything else is kind of meant to be kind of black and white, kind of more gritty, kind of underground kind of style. And yeah, there you see Blue Blaze there by Joe Ball.
These all look good. The hair looks good. Reminds me of Uzumaki, that one part.
Nice.
And then we're also offering the Bloodbone Ash can also on the campaign. So anybody who missed out on that can grab a copy.
Nice. All right, so everyone keep an eye on this. Remind me if you're not sure if you want to back yet, but we got 54 days left We're already like a third of the way there, so that's pretty good. But of course, we can always do better. But we know we want this book to succeed. So everyone, if you're interested, make sure to check this one out. Link is in the chat. All right.
Hell yeah.
That sounds good.
And then everyone else, Hero, we'll do one last round of promo. Hero Darky Dark, we'll have you go back in, pitch your book one last time, and then we'll call it, and then Outlaw Nights, and then we'll call it a night.
Cool.
All right, Hero Darky Dark, give us the real quick rundown for those that are new here. I want to check out this book. What can you tell them about it?
So it's about this new hero who's trapped in this bonding there with a villain. Her name's Gamora, and because of that, he now has his little heart. So as he's dealing with a bunch of conspiracy and such, he has to constantly keep her entertained, or she might kill him. So in this campaign, we got a bunch of neat stuff, and I even managed to get custom hoodies of the main character. So hopefully it'll be a fun time.
That's awesome. Yeah, I keep putting off making merch. But I've read the first issue. I'm going to read the second probably right after this. But this looks great, man. This looks really, really solid. Everyone should go and check it out. And speaking of things you should check out, Outlaw Nights. Why don't you guys go ahead and tell everyone about Outlaw Nights one last time?
Heck yeah. Well, Outlaw Nights, this is the best short pitch I can give you for this. It's Treasure Island meets Ocean's 11 meets Cyberpunk meets Westerns. We got it all. I am doing the space pirate genre right because it hasn't been done right yet.
Not even in Cowboy Bebop?
They got close, but still they fell short of the mark for me.
All right, you're talking big game. We'll have to see if you can back it up.
And I'd like to mention, if you haven't gotten issue 1 yet, you can get issues 1 and 2 for the price of one, pretty much $25. So, bam.
Nice. That's a good deal. That is a great deal. All right. So everyone check this one out too. Link is in the description. And finally, we're going to close it off. Lastly, with Phenomenova issue 3, we are literally one backer away from 150. So if we could just get that tonight, that would be great. I also just want to say that with Kickstarter, there's a certain momentum, and obviously things are good, but like it was like backer, and then slow down like that, like right after the 2-3 day mark. So if you want to go ahead and back this book, you absolutely should. If we hit 6K, if we hit 12K, we have to because we're heading to 8K. We can unlock this trading card, and I just got the art for the 20K trading card that'll be posted soon. That might be a bit of a real stretch goal, but we will see. But either way, guys, make sure you get your hands on this beautiful book. We got 5 different covers to choose from. Check it out. Also, check out Hotel Story of our boy Per Berg, even though he's not on the panel.
Oh yeah,
promote him because it is his launch day. And he is one of the best guys. We love Per.
good dude.
Good friend. And he did a cover for my book as well. So
Here we go.
There we go, indeed.
Stay black.
All right. That was wonderful.
Yeah, so there we go. Putting that in the description. And I'll be seeing you guys next time. I'm going to be at Terrificon this weekend. It's great seeing all of you.
I might bump into you.
I
said I might bump into you.
Are you going to be there?
I'll be there Saturday.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, swing by.
Wait,
and if
Vaughn,
you back...
I need this. Do any of you guys know about Batman?
You mean the character?
Yes.
I've heard of Batman. He's familiar to me.
Yeah, I feel bad to keep missing your show, Sammy. Every single time, like I get scheduled for work or I'm at a con, I've been missing your show, and I was
really missing you on Mr. Freeze because I was missing your input on that. But basically, I take an academic approach to Batman, where we go over, if we're studying a character, we go over the full history of the character. I'm doing that with every character. This weekend is the Riddler. All you guys are invited. Obviously, if you have an appreciation for the character. I also have dipshits who text me on a regular basis going like, I could do a Mark Hamill Joker impression. Put me on the show. And you're like, no. We're going through the full history of the character. If one of you guys would like to be on it and if there's a particular character that you love, please let me know. Just send me a DM. I'm more
Ra's al Ghul.
Oh, dude, if you want to be on for Ra's, I'm more than happy to have you on.
Follow Sammy. He's good people. I've known him for years. Has it been years? At least a year.
I think it's I could qualify as years now.
Yeah, I think a year because I was campaigning for issue 1. So all right, so like let's say about a year or so.
Either way,
it doesn't matter,
I know comic books. I know that Vaughn knows comic books. We were going to talk about certain storylines in X-Men tonight. The only reason we didn't is because like I hadn't read them in a couple of years, and I would like to be more informed. If you think you're informed on a particular member of Batman's Rogues Gallery, hop on. I'm more than happy to have you.
All right. You heard it here, folks. All right. Make sure to check that out. Follow Sammy on everything. That's going to be me. I'm going to be heading out. And that does it for another week of Coleman and Crew. And just a reminder, if you are going to be at Terrificon, make sure you back Phenomenova issue 3, because all issue 3 backers who see me at Terrificon will get a free mini print of Zach's cover signed by both Zach and I. But that's going to do it for this week, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Have a good one.
We call ourselves Phenomenova. Yesterday, the Stormbearers, a deadly group of mercenaries, took control of a nuclear reactor. Before we arrived on the scene, Galvanite, a superpowered teenage boy, attempted to stop them. He failed. His story ended there that day. Ours began shortly after. Today, I sift through the memories of that day. I will put the pieces together, and we will bring those responsible to justice.